morning. It is December the 31st, 2012, the very last day of the year 2012. For 364 days, I have prevented myself from making any type of political commentary. But today, if you will indulge me, I must make one brief commentary because I can't help myself after listening to all of the crapola on every form of media that I am able to turn on in my home. I want to talk about the fiscal cliff and the national debt. The first thing I want to say is that you learned everything you needed to know about solving this country's national debt in the third grade. I was taught by some very strict Catholic nuns, but I'm sure if you're in my age group, you had an equivalent quality education. Let's see if we can lay this out. What you're looking at is the U.S. debt clock, and it is a real-time clock that shows how much we owe, how much we spend. If you look right here, whoopsie, right here, we are currently in debt to the tune of $16 trillion. It's 16 with a T, trillion. It's big dinero. As a result of that, we have anywhere from 11 million to 22 million unemployed people in the United States of America, depending on the sources you look at. Now, our sociopathic criminal government officials don't seem to be able to figure out how to solve that problem. And there's much angst about the fiscal cliff and the impending doom that will happen if they don't do something about it. Well, my opinion is they should do nothing about it. They should let it happen. And here's why. If you Google fiscal cliff and fidelity, you look at this page right here, which I think was really good. Because basically, it put in a little picture exactly what the fiscal cliff is all about. The fiscal cliff is $606 billion worth of tax breaks that are going to expire tonight at midnight. So think of it this way. If they do nothing, we're going to pay $606 billion down on our $16 trillion debt. Think about that. We're not even paying $1 trillion off on our Visa card. Not even paying $1 trillion off. We're paying $606 billion off. Okay, what about solutions? Well, when it comes to solutions, this is where I look. Here's another thing you can Google. Google Iceland financial recovery. Iceland, which almost never gets in the news, and I'm surprised I even found this here in Bloomberg, is well on its way to recovery. But you know, they took a punch harder than any of us. Their stock market during the financial meltdown plunged 90%. Their inflation went up 18%. All the big banks in the entire country failed, and unemployment went up by ninefold. Well, their leaders, and I call them leaders, came up with an interesting solution that is quite different than ours. The country offered an equity write-off for homeowners who were underwater, so anything above 110% of the value of their now valued in half houses, they could write off as a loss on their property value. So wiped out all that fake equity overnight. They made it illegal for any bank loans that were indexed to a foreign currency to exist. So those loans became illegal overnight and went away. They cut government spending dramatically, and they increased taxes. It was painful for about 2 years. It was really painful. A lot of professionals left the country. A lot of people were out of work for about 2 years. But you know what? they recovered. They have gone from a 13.5% of GDP deficit to currently a 1.5% surplus at the end of this year. And they did something very, very interesting. They rounded up and indicted the bankers that caused the problem in the first place. How about that? What a concept. Do you know how many bankers we put in jail in the United States? Nada. Niets. Zero. None. They're all walking the streets. Except for Bernie Madoff. But he must have really, really pissed somebody off. So that's the end of my political commentary and my solution for the national debt. We just got to take our lumps and do it. Next time you vote the bumps out. Anyway, on to trading. Today, last 3 trades of the year, I tried to catch this turnaround in oil here at the bottom on the orange bars. I was unsuccessful twice. It got stopped out twice. But I finally did catch it here on this green bar, and I exited on the upper Keltner here. And as you can see, I ended up with $750 profit. Had I stayed in, I would have made a boatload more, but you know what? That's not how you trade. You just, I'm happy making singles. Other folks who use my system, they may do that, and they may make a lot more money than me, but you know what? I don't care. I'm fine with that. So that's the scoop. That's it for 2012. You won't hear anything political from me for another 364 days, and hopefully it'll be a lot better. So good luck. Have a great new year. Thanks for all your support. Thanks for all the new subscribers at near the end of the year. I really appreciate that. And we're off to a new year. Good luck. Have a nice holidays.